Hey, I'm Emma Carter. I'm 28, living in the heart of Silicon Valley, and I've just launched my own tech startup. Life's pretty good right now, but let me tell you, it wasn't always this smooth. I had to scale a lot of mountains to get here. It all started when I was 10. My mom remarried, and I suddenly had a new stepsister, Vanessa. She was 12, and well, we didn't exactly hit it off. "You think you're so smart, don't you?" She'd sneer whenever I aced a test. I'd shrug and say, "It's not about being smart. I just love learning." But Vanessa never understood that. She was always trying to one-up me, constantly jealous of any attention I got. Honestly, it was exhausting. Fast forward to college. I was thriving in computer science, absolutely loving it. Meanwhile, Vanessa, she dropped out after just one semester. "College is for losers," she told me once. "I'm going to be an entrepreneur." I just nodded and went back to my coding. Little did I know how her attitude would come back to haunt me. 3 years ago, everything flipped upside down. Vanessa accused me of stealing her boyfriend, someone I had zero interest in. "You've always been jealous of me," she screamed. "You can't stand to see me happy." I tried to reason with her. "Vanessa, I didn't steal anyone. I don't even know your ex," but she wasn't hearing it. Next thing I know, she's accusing me of assault. Yeah, you heard that right. Me, the girl who apologizes to furniture when I bump into it. The trial was a nightmare. Vanessa convinced our dad and others to testify against me. I sat there, watching my family tear me apart, feeling like I was trapped in some bizarre alternate reality. "Emma has always been unstable," my stepdad said on the stand. "We've been worried about her for years." I wanted to scream. Instead, I gripped the edge of my seat and forced myself to stay calm. In the end, I was slapped with a suspended sentence and community service for something I didn't do. It felt like a cruel joke, except no one was laughing. But that moment changed me. I decided this wasn't going to break me. Nope. I'd use it as fuel. I threw myself into my work, nights, weekends, holidays. Coding, planning, dreaming. And 2 years later, Innovate Tech was born. Now my company's worth $50 million. Not too bad, right? Let me tell you, success really is the best revenge. Every time I see my company's name in the news, I think about Vanessa and everyone who doubted me. Emma Carter, Silicon Valley's rising star, one headline read. I clicked it out and framed it, not to boast, but to remind myself how far I've come. Just as I'm reviewing some new code in my office, my assistant buzzes in. "Ms. Carter, someone's here to see you." She says she's family. My stomach drops. I already know who it is. "Send her in," I say, bracing myself. And there she is, Vanessa. She looks like she just walked out of a discount fashion magazine, but with the same smug smile from our childhood. "Emma, little sis, look at you, all grown up and successful." I stand, keeping my desk between us. "Vanessa, what do you want?" She saunters in, running her fingers along my bookshelf. "What, I can't visit my sister? I've changed, Emma. I want to make amends." I snort. "Amends? After everything you did to me? That's rich." For a moment, her face softens, and I almost believe her. Almost. I know I was terrible, but I've learned a lot since then. I've even got business experience now. "Really?" I raise an eyebrow. "And what kind of business experience would that be?" Her eyes light up. "I've been involved in several multi-level marketing ventures, very exclusive stuff. And well, that's why I'm here." Here it comes. I brace myself. "I want you to hire me as your CEO." I burst out laughing. "I can't help it. You're joking, right? This is a prank." Her face darkens. "I'm serious, Emma. I have skills you need, and don't you think you owe me?" I blink, stunned. "Owe you? Owe you for what?" The false accusation. The trial? Turning our family against me? She waves her hand dismissively. "Water under the bridge. But think about it. Having me here could really boost your image. Family reconciliation. Second chances. The press would eat it up." I shake my head in disbelief. "Vanessa, there's no way in hell I'm hiring you. For anything. Let alone as CEO. You need to leave. Now." Her eyes narrow. "You might want to reconsider, sis. I've got some information. Stuff that could really hurt your precious company if it got out." My blood runs cold. "Are you blackmailing me?" She shrugs, casually inspecting her nails. "Call it what you want. But think it over. I'll be in touch." She saunters out, leaving me shell-shocked. I sink into my chair, my mind racing. What could she possibly have on me? And how far would she go to get what she wants? My phone buzzes, a text from an unknown number. "Tick-tock, sis, time's running out." I stare at the message, a mix of anger and fear twisting in my gut. This isn't over, not by a long shot. Vanessa might think she has the upper hand, but she's forgotten one crucial thing. I'm not the same scared girl I was 3 years ago. I'm Emma Carter, CEO of Innovate Tech, and I don't go down without a fight. After Vanessa's little surprise visit, I knew I had to act fast. Something wasn't adding up, and I was determined to figure out her angle. I called an emergency meeting with my most trusted team members. The tension was thick as I paced the conference room. "We've got a situation," I announced. "What's up, Emma?" Tyler, my head of security, asked, his expression sharp. I took a deep breath. My stepsister showed up today. She's demanding to be made CEO, and she's hinting at blackmail. Gasps echoed around the room. Sarah, my CFO, leaned forward, eyes wide. "That's insane. What could she possibly have on you?" "That's what we need to figure out," I replied. "I need you all to dig deep. Financial records, social media, anything you can find on Vanessa and my ex-stepdad Robert. There has to be a reason they're targeting us now." For the next few days, we worked nonstop. Coffee became my best friend, fueling my determination as we sifted through piles of information. Then, late one night, Tyler burst into my office, a stack of papers in hand. "Emma, you're going to want to see this," he said, dropping the documents on my desk. As I flipped through the pages, my jaw dropped. "Holy," I muttered. Turns out Vanessa wasn't just dabbling in multi-level marketing. She was neck-deep in a massive pyramid scheme, millions in debt. And the mastermind behind it all? My dear old stepdad, Robert. "They're desperate," Sarah chimed in, standing beside me. "Robert's other businesses are failing. They see your success as their way out." I slumped back in my chair, the pieces falling into place. Vanessa and Robert's plan was clear. They wanted to install her as CEO, then siphon money from my company to save themselves. Tyler nodded grimly. "Looks like it. But we've got them, Emma. All the evidence is right here." I stood, a fire burning in my chest. "Set up a meeting with Vanessa. It's time to end this." The next day, Vanessa swaggered into my office, her smile dripping with fake confidence. She was clearly expecting some kind of victory. "Ready to accept my generous offer, sis?" she asked, settling into a chair across from me. I leaned back, keeping my expression calm. "Before we get to that, I thought we could have a little chat. Clear the air, you know." Her smile faltered for just a second. "Of course. What do you want to talk about?" "Oh, you know," I said casually, "life, business, that massive pyramid scheme you're involved in." The color drained from her face. "I don't know what you're talking about." I slid a folder across the desk. "Really? Because I've got a lot of evidence that says otherwise. You, Robert, the millions in debt. It's all here." Vanessa snatched up the folder, frantically flipping through it. This is a misunderstanding. I can explain." "Oh, I'm sure you can," I said, standing up. "And you're going to. Right now, on record." I pulled out my phone, hitting the record button. "So, Vanessa, why don't you start by telling me about that false testimony you gave 3 years ago? Then we'll move on to your current financial situation." Vanessa's face crumpled, and for a moment, I almost felt sorry for her. Almost. "I didn't have a choice," she stammered. "Dad said if I didn't testify against you, he cut me off. And now we're in so deep, Emma. You have to help us." I stopped the recording, my voice cold and steady. "I don't have to do anything, Vanessa, except protect myself and my company. You've got 24 hours to come clean, or I'm taking this to the authorities." As I watched her rush out, tears streaming down her face, a weight lifted off my shoulders. The truth was finally out, but something told me this was far from over. The next morning, I called an emergency board meeting. Standing at the head of the table, I could feel the tension in the room. "I know you've all been concerned about recent events," I began, my voice steady. "Today, I'm going to lay everything out for you." For the next hour, I detailed it all: Vanessa's demands, Robert's involvement, the pyramid scheme. When I finished, the room was dead silent. Finally, our chief legal counsel spoke up. "Emma, it's a lot. but you've handled it brilliantly. We're behind you 100%. Relief washed over me. I'd worried they might see this as a liability, but instead they saw it as proof of my leadership. Just then, my assistant buzzed in. Miss Carter, Vanessa is here. She's demanding to see you. I looked at the board. Well, let's end this once and for all. Vanessa burst in, her eyes wild. Emma, have you thought about my offer? I really think. I cut her off. Vanessa, meet our board of directors. I've just finished telling them everything. She froze, looking around the room like a cornered animal. You can't do this. We're family. Family doesn't blackmail each other, I said firmly. It's over, Vanessa. Go home. As security escorted her out, I felt a mixture of sadness and relief, but I knew I had one more thing to do. That night, I called my mom. Mom, there's something you need to know about Robert, I said, and I told her everything, the fraud, the manipulation, all of it. There was a long silence on the other end. Oh, Emma, she finally said, her voice cracking. I'm so sorry, I should have believed you. It's okay, Mom, I replied, feeling a lump rise in my throat. It's not your fault. The next few weeks were a whirlwind. I didn't press charges against Vanessa or Robert, but I made sure the evidence found its way to the right people. The SEC launched an investigation into Robert's businesses, and Vanessa's creditors came knocking. I watched from a distance as their world crumbled. Robert was charged with multiple counts of financial fraud. Vanessa declared bankruptcy, her dreams of easy money turning to dust. Meanwhile, Innovative Tech was thriving. Our stock was soaring, and we were making headlines for all the right reasons. One day, as I was leaving the office, I spotted a familiar figure huddled in the lobby. It was Vanessa, looking nothing like the confident woman who had strutted into my office weeks ago. Emma, please, she begged as I approached. I've lost everything. I need your help. I looked at her, really looked at her, for the first time in years. I saw the scared, jealous girl she'd always been, and I felt nothing. I'm sorry, Vanessa, I said, and I meant it. But you're not a part of my life anymore. I wish you the best, but I can't help you. As I walked away, I felt a chapter of my life closing. The weight of the past, the pain of betrayal, it all fell away. I was free. That night, standing in my office and looking out over the San Francisco skyline, I thought about everything I'd been through, the false accusations, the trial, the hard work, the betrayals. It had all led me here. A smile crept across my face. I was Emma Carter, CEO of Innovative Tech, survivor of toxicity and architect of my own destiny. And my story, it was just beginning. Now I have a question for you. If you were in my shoes, would you have helped Vanessa in the end, despite everything she did? Or do you believe that cutting toxic people out completely is the only way to truly move forward? Share your thoughts in the comments below.